Today, I'm going to tell you about something that has astronomers around the world both thrilled and deeply unsettled. A visitor from another star system. An object that drifted through the blackness of interstellar space for millions, maybe even billions of years, only to arrive in our cosmic neighborhood right now. This is the story of 3I Atlas, the third confirmed interstellar object ever detected. And what makes this one different is that it's behaving in ways that defy almost everything we thought we understood about comets. But here's where things get interesting. While most researchers insist this is nothing more than a natural comet, one well-known Harvard astronomer is asking a question many hesitate to say aloud. What if it isn't? What if this visitor from the stars is something else entirely? Something that didn't just wander here by chance? Before you click away thinking this is just another wild conspiracy, let me give you the facts. Real data from NASA, the European Space Agency, the Hubble Space Telescope, and observatories worldwide. Because what's happening with 3I Atlas is genuinely strange. And by the end of this video, you may find yourself wondering the exact same thing that professor is wondering. So stick around. This story has more twists than you'd expect. And if you love mysteries from beyond our solar system, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because 3I Atlas is still out there, still moving, and still sending astronomers new surprises almost every day. On July 2nd, the Minor Planet Center made it official. This was an interstellar object, only the third one humanity has ever confirmed. The first was Oumuamua in 2017, bizarre, elongated, and controversial. The second was 2I Borisov in 2019, a more normal comet. And now we have 3I Atlas, our newest stranger from the stars. At first, scientists thought it might simply be an inert asteroid, a chunk of distant debris kicked out of some faraway system. But as weeks passed, telescopes began detecting the faint signs of activity, a small halo of gas, a short tail. It wasn't a dead rock, it was a comet. And that's when things began getting weird. 3I Atlas wasn't behaving like other comets. Its brightness curve didn't look normal. Its path was almost too clean, and it wasn't showing the kind of early gas emissions other comets usually exhibit. It felt different. The name tells part of its story. C/2025 N1 equals a non-periodic comet discovered in 2025. First half of July. Atlas is the telescope that found it. 3I is the third interstellar object ever discovered. Think about that. In all of human history, we've only identified 3 objects that came from outside our solar system. Out of millions we've cataloged, 3. That alone makes 3I Atlas special. But its size makes it even more interesting. Estimates suggest its nucleus could be 0.6 to 5.6 kilometers across, huge for an interstellar object. If it's on the high end, it's the largest visitor from another star system we've ever seen. And it's fast, roughly 210,000 kilometers per hour, or about 30 kilometers per second. That speed implies something violent flung it out of its home system, maybe a giant planet's gravity, maybe a passing star. Whatever happened, it was enough to launch this object into the galaxy forever. And here's the wild part. It's been in interstellar darkness for millions, maybe billions of years, exposed to cosmic radiation, drifting through eternity, until randomly, impossibly, it passed near Earth, and we almost missed it. If Atlas hadn't been scanning that exact patch of sky on that exact night, we never would have known it came at all. Which raises an uncomfortable question. How many interstellar objects have passed through the solar system unseen?
Why 3I/Atlas matters. These objects are cosmic time capsules. They carry chemicals, minerals, and ices forged in another star system. Free samples delivered across the galaxy. No probe required. But then comes the question scientists keep whispering about. Is this really just a comet? Or could it be something else? Now I know what you're thinking, aliens. But stay with me. This question isn't coming from random internet theorists. It's coming from respected scientists, people with major credentials. And they're reacting to real observations that don't quite line up. Because as 3I/Atlas got closer to the sun, it began doing things no comet is supposed to do. And that's where the controversy begins. Enter Professor Avi Loeb. While most of the scientific community celebrated this rare discovery, one voice stood out with a bold interpretation. Professor Avi Loeb, Harvard astronomer, prolific researcher, NASA advisor. From the moment 3I/Atlas appeared, Loeb began asking the uncomfortable questions. Why was it so bright so early? Why was the trajectory so precise? Why wasn't it outgassing the way comets normally do? He wasn't claiming aliens, but he was saying the data didn't perfectly match a natural comet, and that we should at least keep our minds open. His arguments were simple but provocative. Unusual early brightness. It glowed before it should have, almost like it had an internal energy source. Suspiciously precise trajectory. It came in at the perfect angle for us to see it, close enough to observe, not close enough to destroy it. Lack of early gas emissions. Natural comets typically start leaking gas long before reaching this distance. Then came the biggest claim. If the object changed course, but didn't show the required outgassing, then maybe the acceleration wasn't natural. Maybe it was technological. Solar sail-like behavior, directed outgassing, controlled movement. He even joked people should take the day off for perihelion, just in case. Scientists pushed back hard, but Loeb's role in the debate forced everyone to look closer. The mainstream response. Observatories worldwide turned their instruments toward 3I/Atlas. Hubble saw a normal comet coma. Spherics detected water vapor, CO2, and standard comet chemistry. Mars Express and ExoMars captured entirely natural-looking images. NASA's Swift Observatory confirmed water vapor, the first ever detected from an interstellar comet. Everything pointed to a natural explanation. But then came November 10th, and things exploded.
The radio signal scare. South Africa's Meerkat radio array detected emissions from 3I/Atlas specific frequencies at 1665 and 1667 megahertz. The internet lost its mind, but scientists quickly pointed out those are the standard frequencies emitted by hydroxyl, OH, molecules, formed when sunlight breaks water vapor apart. Completely natural, completely expected, but still historic. This was the first radio detection of hydroxyl from an interstellar comet. Loeb acknowledged the data, but argued this still didn't rule out something artificial beneath an icy surface. Most scientists called that moving the goalposts, but his larger point remained: don't assume, investigate. The color changes. Then things got even stranger. 3I/Atlas started changing colors rapidly. Red in July. Radiation-processed organic compounds on the outer crust. Green in late September. Diatomic carbon and cyanogen fluorescing as sunlight hit deeper layers. Blue in early November. Ionized carbon monoxide, CO+, from solar-wind interactions. Each color shift was unusually abrupt, like flipping layers open one by one. This suggested a highly stratified internal structure, possibly very different from solar system comets. The multiple tails. Then came the tails. Not one tail, multiple. High-resolution images showed 4 to 5 narrow jets, like tiny rocket plumes firing from the nucleus. Natural? Yes, but rare. And then came the anti-tail, a bizarre feature that seems to point toward the sun, caused by geometry, dust sheets, and viewing angle. Loeb pointed out that directional jets could theoretically be used for course correction. Most astronomers rolled their eyes, but the images were undeniably dramatic. The bottom line, so far. Everything we've observed, color shifts, water vapor, hydroxyl emissions, jets, multiple tails, fits a natural comet. A strange comet. An interstellar comet. A chemically exotic comet. But still, a comet. Yet the mystery isn't over, because as 3I Atlas closed in on perihelion, astronomers braced for the moment of truth. Would it survive? Would it fragment? Would it reveal a hidden core? Would it do something nobody expected? The answers were coming, and they would shock everyone.